Thank you everybody, and welcome to the opening of our brand new level 4 factory. Now this little beauty means we can now have 5 projects on the go at once. Will we ever need that many? You know, probably not, but it's certainly nice to be able to brag about. Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Forza Ferrari. We are back from the summer break. It is the Dutch Grand Prix. We have a little bit to catch you up on, actually. We've been very, very busy through the summer break, and most of it is to do with facilities. Now, we have a level 4 factory, which means we can have 5 projects going at once, which is nice. I don't know if we'll ever need it, but the development speed is quicker, which is the main reason why I got it. We are doing the design center as well, which means we can have more engineers, and things will improve a little bit, but it's more about the engineers. So we have 15 engineers. We can do 5 projects. R&D time's going to mean we probably won't really ever have them all going at once, but it's nice to have. I would like to do the wind tunnel, get that upgraded as well, but someone pointed out to me cost starts to become an issue, so we've got to be a little bit careful on how much we do here. The other thing we did is we've just gone through and refurbished everything. We don't need a scaling department because we only have Italian drivers, so we don't have to worry too much about upgrading that. And again, everything here on this front, let's just get, can we do hospital? Oh, 7 million, that seems a lot. Maybe we won't do that just now then. But yeah, we're more or less, everything other than the expensive things are done. So that's obviously good. Now, on the front of the cars, or on the car front, we have got 1 or 2 things. Now, both cars now have the new chassis, but we have got new side pods. There's 2 of them, but only Gio will be getting it, just in case. So this is going to improve things a little bit, as we can see. If we go and have a look at rank on the grid, it does move us up a little bit. And the other thing that we have is suspension. And again, I think we only have 1 of them. No, we do have 2 of these, but again, it'll just be on Gio's car. And again, it's going to improve things for us a little bit. And it is all about marginal gains, obviously. So that's all good. And was there anything else I had to catch you up on? I think that was just about that. We are don't have anything going research and development right now. We don't have any time left. And manufacturing, there's just spares, basically, is all that we got going on in there. So let's have a look at the Dutch Grand Prix. We are expecting rain on the Saturday. Sorry, on the Friday, which doesn't really affect us at all. So for qualifying, red sector 1, blue sector 2, and yellow is sector 3. It's a bit of everything, this track. Surprisingly, though, you look at it and you think it'd be really slow and twisty. It's just the one slow, sort of slow section there, though, isn't there? Medium and high-speed cornering is what is crucial. The safety car saves you about 4 seconds, so maybe not the end of the world. A 2-stop is what's expected. And if we look here, the soft tyre is half a second faster than the medium, which in turn is about 3/10 faster than the hard. So soft tyre is definitely the one you're going to want to be on. Last year, Verstappen won here, as he usually does, to be honest. And can you imagine if there's ever a Dutch Grand Prix he doesn't win? It'd be like just like Armageddon, wouldn't it? So qualifying in the top 4, we'd like to think so. We've had a fairly good, well, Mick's had a fairly good record in qualifying recently. Someone in the top 4, again, let's hope so. We need 1 car in the top 6 to get a bit of money there, and the finishing position is, again, 1 car in the top 6. We should be doing that these days, let's be honest. So that is that quick update of the championship, actually, because we didn't really do that at the start. We closed the gap last race. We closed the gap to Red Bull, and we closed the gap to Verstappen. So it's all to play for. We've got the second half of the season. There's, was it 22 rounds? How many rounds are there this year? Let's have a look at the, no, let's go to circuits. It's a bit easier. Does this say what round it is? So we'll count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 races to go. Counting with Aussie Villain. There you go. 10 races to go. Can we run down Verstappen with Giovinazzi? So light rain today, which as I said, won't affect us necessarily in the race, but it'll just be enough to annoy me as I'm trying to get the setups, no doubt. Alright, so free practice is done. It did indeed rain in both Friday sessions, but Williams are surprisingly quick, it's got to be said. Although Alpine did top this one. We were a little ways down in 15th and 16th, but hard tyres was, you know, the dry tyre that we used, and of course old engine parts and whatnot, so nothing to worry about there. Tsunoda was second in the Williams. We were 11th and 15th in FP2, and then FP3, Williams were 3rd and 6th. We, meanwhile, were down there in 15th and 18th, but the important thing is that we did nail both setups, so that's good. There we go, we can see there both setups nailed. Giovinazzi has a new gearbox for this one as well, so that's hopefully not going to get ruined. So let's go and do Q1, should be fine I would have hoped. So it is indeed very much not okay. We are 12th and 14th after the first run, and I'm not quite sure what's happened. We're a second off the pace with both cars, which suggests it's the car and not an individual driver, but maybe they both made a mistake or something. Green for Giovinazzi. Not green for... Oh, Jesus. Well, yeah. If Giovinazzi didn't have bad luck in qualifying, I'm not sure he'd have any luck. After being blocked in Belgium, he's been blocked again. He's managed to go 10th despite that. Mick's the one in trouble though now. He's in 14th. And Mick has indeed missed out, and only just as well. Last car across the line bumped him, and look at how close that is to Guan Yuzo. It's 8 thousandths of a second. Is that all? It's nothing anyway. Absolutely nothing. But anyway, I guess if someone's got to miss out, it's better it's Mick. Giovinazzi's through, and it's got to be said, if he can get a clear lap, he might have a good time in this car. Alright, so after his first run on a U set, the same set we used in Q1, he is currently 5th as Gio, those 6/10 off Verstappen and Russell, which is very concerning. Red Bull's bought upgrades, haven't they? We're 3/10 safe right now. So ideally we'll go a little bit quicker here, but we've not gone faster in the first sector. Look at the mini-map nervously. It looks like we're not going to get any traffic, so I've managed to do that okay. Or wait, or are we? If we get this Mercedes out of the way, please and thank you. We're not going any faster anyway, so a bit of a waste of a new set of tyres in truth. Hopefully though it's not going to cost us. So Giovinazzi in the end finishes that session in 6th, so let's go to Q3, see where he'll be starting from. Alright, so we are in 6th again. We did more or less the same lap time that we did in Q2. Now this is our new set of tyres, so let's hope we've got a little bit more in this set. Can we do a better first sector? Come on, Gio. Come on. He has gone green in the first sector. If he could get himself... The Red Bulls, I mean, everyone looks like they've bought an upgrade. I mean, we have as well, which is maybe slightly worrying thing. Can we do a green middle sector as well? We can. Is Gio about to flex his championship muscles here? He needs to pull out a lap. He needs to be close to Verstappen. We cannot have him running off into the distance unchallenged, with Russell as his tail gunner, and we go 3rd. Big lap from Gio. Can he stay there now? And yes, he can. So, puts him in the fight at least, which is all we can ask for. Mick, on the other hand, he's got work to do. It's not a particularly easy track to pass at either. Yeah, I'm not sure what we do with him. Alright, now, Gio is, I mean, he's pretty much on that first strategy, isn't he? And we probably, though, want to come in a little bit sooner. Like that, say. Now, with Mick, what to do with Mick? Do we try and... We need to get him into free air, basically, don't we? We need him in free air so he can use the pace of the car, which is clearly there. So do we go soft? Do sort of a push on the soft, and then do we look to go? How many medium tires do we have? That's going to be the other question. We only have one medium, so that really limits what he can do, doesn't it? All right, I think what we need to do then is we need to use a sensible strategy with him. Maybe come in as early as we can. And, yeah, just... I think my preference with Mick, because he's going to have a lot of soft tyres saved up, isn't he? I think if there's any sort of safety car, I think we're in and we make the extra stop and then we can just go really hard sand on softs for most of the race. But I just wonder if... yeah, we try and just push him as hard as we can in that first stint. Get him in. Hopefully get him into some free air by stopping early and just getting a bit of an undercut going. But Yeah, I mean, he's put himself in a tough position, and now he's got to try and get himself out of it. And Giovinazzi just needs to finish as close to Max Verstappen as he possibly can. And then if it's ahead of him, then all the better. Alright, welcome back. Oh, we've got a Mercedes, is it, sparking away there. That's going to be annoying already if that's going on. Anyway, hopefully it's going to be behind us. And let's see if we can get somebody off the line here. A hard tyre for George Russell, so we need to get ahead of him. That suggests a one stop, doesn't it? Oh, don't get in front. Oh, Gio, you had to avoid that happening. We need to go almost heavy send, don't we, to try it. We cannot let George Russell in front of us on a hard tyre block us while Verstappen drives away. That is worst case scenario. Stroll behind us on a hard is probably a good thing, because you would imagine that means we're going to open up a bit of a gap to him fairly quickly. But we've got to get past George Russell here as quickly as we possibly can. We're going to possibly have to wait for DRS. So if we save everything and just get as close to him as we can. Mick, meanwhile, we will... Again, we will just kind of wait and hold fire on him a little bit. But yeah, this is not going to plan. Although to be fair, George Russell is driving away for us on a hard tyre. So maybe it's going to be one of those days with Red Bulls just being on a different planet. And Mick, yeah, I mean, he's just got a lot of work to do, doesn't he? Alright, so here we go with Giovinazzi, full send, everything going to get past George Russell. And I think, have we done that? Just about. Alright, we can't afford to keep going like that, but we've got him past. And that's important. We've got to be ahead of the hard tyre runner, don't we? Alright, we currently have Mick up behind, what is this, a Sonoda train it looks like. And what we are going to do now is go full send with him and just try and cut through as many of these cars as possible. Giovinazzi is still up front. We're keeping a close eye on the gap, but he's harvesting. We're saving fuel, and we're doing a very good job of it as well, and staying with Verstappen up front. And there's about a 5-second gap, or near enough, to going back to Russell now on that hard tyre. So that's all good news on that front. We need to try and get Mick moving forward now here if we can. I'm not too concerned about eating through the tyres, because we just, as we know, we just need to get him up the field and then get onto some fresh tyres in clean air. So let's see if we can go and get Ricciardo there. Looks like we can. Late on the brakes. Actually, we probably don't want to be saving fuel while we're doing this. We've got a medium-tyred Magnussen in front of us. Can we go and get him now as well? Not quite making the steady progress through the field I was hoping for, it's got to be said. There's another one, is it? Very nicely done. Just watching the tyre temps, they look a little dodgy. Can we go and get Alexander Albon now? This would be up to 12th if we can do that. And we are running out of our ERS, so we've probably got a little bit... that's going to be that, isn't it? We're out of ERS. Can we go and get the move done out down the outside under brakes? And that is indeed done. And, well, we've moved ourselves up to 12th there. We've got Guan Yu Zhou and Leclerc in front of us. And, well, we'll see. We are going to have to back off these tyres now. We're not going to be able to get there in one more stop. So, progress, though, for Mick, and that's important. Giovinazzi, look at this, still sitting right there. And doing a wonderful job on Verstappen so far. Alright, so Mick is at his pit stop window. Ideally, we want to get past these two. They're holding us up a little bit, but it's not happening. So we will harvest for the rest of the lap and try and make sure we can deploy when we come out. Giovinazzi is still just sitting there behind Verstappen. But he's coming into his pit window, so we're pushing on his tyres a little bit more now as well. But just outside the points so far, a decent recovery, I'd say, for Mick so far. That's Stroll in front in the Aston Martin that's sparking away. He's on a hard tyre, so he's definitely holding us up. And so we'll see now if we get a good Ferrari stop, which, as we know, is always a big ask. And, for Christ's sake, guys. I don't understand. I've rested them to make sure that we're not making errors. I just, honestly, at this point, I feel like it's hard-coded into the game. Ferrari are just absolutely terrible at pit stops. Anyway, he's got his free air now. He's got to try and use it. And he's got an extra 4 seconds to make up as well. Alright, so this is Giovinazzi's in-lap. He has just got past Max Verstappen. Now, Carlos Sainz has just had a spin as well, which has brought him right back to Mick. So that's good. Hopefully Mick can sort of piggyback around with him now, or just go straight past him. Excellent work. Hopefully he'll be able to finish that. Looks like he can. So yeah, Giovinazzi, we're doing a deploy lap on this lap to try and obviously maximize the in-lap. We'll go to harvest now. And hopefully get a bit of charge coming in. And just sub 3 seconds, please, guys. This is a championship on the line. Unbelievable. 7 seconds. After the summer break, when you've had... Oh, I'm going to sack them all. 7 seconds. Let's just give it to Verstappen and Red Bull. Alright, so Verstappen has come into the pits and we are stuck behind these two clowns. Thankfully, one of them has come into the pits and we've got another one, Leclerc, defending like his life depends on it. So we have managed somehow to come out in front of Verstappen. Now, what tyre has he come out on? He has come out onto a soft. So he's going to do medium, soft, soft. That looks like, doesn't it? So he's going to be absolutely rapid, you would suspect. We could do with getting past Leclerc nice and quickly here. Thanks, Charles. There we go. That should be bad. Hopefully we were behind in the detection point. We were. So that's that. Mick is up to 9th meanwhile. So he's having a decent run back through the field. He's having actually quite a battle with Guan Yu Zhou. Really struggling to put him away. But it looks like we might have just managed to do it there. Which is, we'll actually maybe even push the tyre on a little bit here and just try and put him in his place a little bit. But yeah, we just need the pit stops to work for us. I just don't understand. I genuinely just don't understand. But anyway, Verstappen's past Leclerc. He's going to be probably past us even down by the end of this straight on his soft tyre as Leclerc comes into the pits. That should move Mick up another place to 8th. And yeah, I think that what we're going to have to really try and do is when Verstappen inevitably comes past us here, we could really have used that 5 seconds, couldn't we? We really could have used that for him to wear down his tyres trying to catch us. We're just going to have to do our very, very best to try and stay with him. And if we can do that, get DRS'd along a little bit here and there, then, you know, maybe there's something here for us, but you can't give away 5+ seconds every race in pit stops and expect to do anything. It's so frustrating. Alright, so George Russell has got past us now as well in the Red Bull. I think he's on a soft tyre, isn't he? No, he's on a medium. But crucially, he is catching Verstappen a little bit. We're staying with him. So it's not the end of the world. We also have Esteban Ocon right behind us. Now, he is on a soft tyre. We really don't want Ocon coming past if we can help it. We do need to kind of stick into the DRS of George Russell if that's going to be an option for us, though. Looks like we have just dropped out. So, yeah, it's all on at the front. It's a great race if you were watching it, I'm sure. I just still am so annoyed. And there goes Ocon. Just so annoyed at the 5-second pit stop. I mean, what is going on? Alright, we're having a change of plan here with Mick, because you know, what's happening, and I'm tempted to do the same thing with Gio, but it's maybe a little bit too late in the race to do that. Cars are a 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds faster than us on a soft tyre, so we're just kind of dropping time right now. So we're going to do what I initially was thinking of with Mick is and do an extra stop and do the extra soft tyres, which Mick has. Giovinazzi doesn't necessarily have the soft tyres to do it. But what I'm hoping here is that we'll be able to make up the time and obviously and end up moving forward. So we're 9th right now. In truth, we're sort of sitting here in 9th, 5 seconds back to Norris, who's already done the fastest lap of the race, and is he and Leclerc are catching us. Magnusen's going to be catching us. So I think we were going to sort of come home best case scenario in 7th with behind Sparky here, or in front of Sparky. So we'll see what happens with this. Again, we're relying on Ferrari pit stops to be just Formula 2 level. So that's a big if, isn't it? But hopefully we've got the bad ones out of the way, and I'm wondering if I'm not setting it up right, and that's why we're getting errors, because surely there should be no... I put it on cumulative, and it was under 50% the fatigue level, which is supposedly what you do. I don't know, but let's hope that this works out okay for me. Alright, so we've had a slight change of plan. We're just stuck here behind these guys. We're not going to put this stop off any longer. We'll try and make up as much as we can, get as much time on the new softs as we possibly can. So he's coming in this lap. If you have something, cross it. And let's hope that we don't get some red clowns on the jacks this time. Come on. Hooray! 2.7. See, guys, you can do it. Now, where is this going to bring us out? And we will be going full attack. Maybe not that full attack. We probably could just about go full attack by the looks of that and still have it work out okay for us. So maybe we will just do a full send on this set. And then we can, the next set, we can kind of see where it all shakes out. So the thing is, everybody else is going to owe us a pit stop here as well. So we're only actually making one extra stop. And like I say, Tsunoda and Stroll was where we were. We weren't going any further forward than that. We were just kind of sitting there. So at least we're giving ourselves we're attacking and giving ourselves a chance of getting something done here. We might be a chance of fastest lap as well. If we had any sort of battery life, it might be worth going for. Maybe next lap. If we can get a bit of... we might even get science down here, will we? Oh, Jesus. That's okay. Sit behind him. No. See, if we had DRS there, it might have been worth having... Oh, we did get DRS. Alright, let's deploy. Let's go for fastest lap. What did we do that lap? That was an 11.5. So look, we're 3 seconds faster. 18-second pit stop loss. We're going to make that up in no time. Probably just enough time to get to the next... he's done a purple first sector though, so if he can get to the top, back to the top 10, then he should pick up a bonus point for us as well. We'll just stay with this and make sure that we do indeed get fastest lap. We've drained the battery, so hopefully we do. But look at how quick we've caught these cars in front. We've got DRS again. And what have we done here? We've done a fastest lap. We've done a 1:10.8. That is going to be 4 seconds faster. So, yeah, if Giovinazzi had the tyres, it would be very tempting to go and jump over to this strategy, but he just doesn't have the soft tyres because he actually did some qualifying. Okay, so this is interesting. Verstappen is just coming to the pits. Now, is he going to go into a set of mediums? It's surely too early, because if we look on the soft, now, unless he has a new soft, because I don't think we have a new soft, whereas Verstappen has come out on a new soft tyre. So he's going to have some good initial pace, but it's a long way to take a soft tyre, I would have thought. But anyway, we'll see what happens there. Mick is flying as we would expect him to be. He is not that far away from the back of Leclerc. Now, Stroll and Tsunoda have come in, so we don't have a direct comparison to them right now. But we'll go back on full attack now that we've caught somebody. And we should DRS straight past Leclerc. Please and thank you. Hopefully. Not quite. Might need to top up the battery a little bit just to make sure we have a full lap worth of charge. And then once we get past him, it's a 13-second gap. So if we can try and close that down, and then it might be time to come in and stop. But, yeah, I'm suddenly cautiously optimistic that this just might about work for us. Can we get a move done there? Yes, we can. And, yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. This is, at least it's something, it's a bit more exciting than just sitting behind Stroll and Sparky and Tsunoda, isn't it? And this is also going to be the lap of the stop of Giovinazzi. So let's see if we can get another 2.7 second stop. I mean, they owe him. That's for sure. On, off, 2.9. Well, I mean, it's a good 5 seconds faster than the last one, so... I wonder if we added up how much time we lost in the pits, assuming even, like, you know, say a 2.8 second stop, which isn't even good. Well, you know, that isn't even good. But I wonder where we would, or how much time overall we would lose through the season. It's got to be astronomical. It's probably depressing to find out, actually. Anyway, Mick's actually ahead of Giovinazzi now. So, yeah, that's something. I mean, he doesn't really need to back off the tyres because it's already going to be, you know, coming out on fresher tyres and everybody. We just need to go. And lap times have gone the wrong way there. He did a 12. Giovinazzi is behind Perez. Has that just happened? Must have just happened. Does Perez owe us a stop? No, he's probably going to the end. So that's annoying. Alright, so we are coming in with Mick this lap. And we'll see. I'm hoping we'll come out around about Norris. Now, of course, this all depends on what sort of stop we get again. 2.8. I mean, why was the first one? Giovinazzi's got Perez while we're harvesting. That's not bad. So we have come out 2 seconds behind Norris. So Tsunoda and that are about 5 seconds up, 7 seconds up the road. That is surely going to work out. We're going to be quick enough to get that. So we can't do full push to the end, but we can certainly have a proper go at it. And Giovinazzi is ahead of Perez. Can he stay there? Gasly's coming in, so that's going to put him back up, assuming he stays ahead of Perez, which is not for sure. We just need to see off Perez here. So that's... No, Ocon. Where'd he come from? He was quite quick, actually, wasn't he? So we're sitting 4th. Alright, so Mick has caught the back of Lando Norris here. We can see Sparky, Stroll and Tsunoda just up in front there. And that was our break-even point, which is actually 6th. We're ahead of Gasly now. So, yeah, it's working out nicely for Mick. Giovinazzi can still not see off Sergio Perez, so we might just go a bit of full harvest and just try it. We're going to have to sort of blow him away, I think, a little bit. And just, you know, just do a couple of ERS laps, sorry, and just break his back, hopefully. But let's see now if we can get these two. We've got much fresher tyres now. We can push them harder. In fact, we're a compound softer as well. Can we go around the outside there? This is where we got stuck last time. Let's hope we don't have a repeat. Now, while we're sitting here and not able to go anywhere, let's just try and cool the tyres down a little bit. And, of course, after these two, next man up the road is Giovinazzi. So, yeah. Says a lot, doesn't it? So, finally, Mick has got past Sparky Stroll. He sort of got himself blocked in a little bit there, did Stroll behind Tsunoda. And now if we can get Tsunoda, we'll be off down the road. So, hopefully, we will get this done sooner rather than later. We'll deploy and try and get it perhaps done down here, and then just hope that we don't have to worry about him coming back past us down the front straight. I think we should be okay because we've got the better tyres, better traction. We should have no problems staying in front there. And we'll again just back the tyres off a little bit because, yeah, 10 seconds up the road with 10 laps to go. We're unlikely to catch that, I would have thought, but we've got ahead of the cars that we were battling with, and I think that's more than we would have done if we'd stayed out. Alright, so we have 3 laps to go, and Giovinazzi has finally been able to just get past and break away from Perez. It's actually, I mean, it cost him a lot because he's catching Ocon now quite quickly, but yeah, he's just not going to have enough time. But that right there, I believe, is Sergio Perez, and you can see we are catching him with Mick at about 1.5 seconds a lap. So, with 2 laps to go, we are just about going to get there. So we will go back onto full attack because there's nothing to lose. Let's deploy as well what we've got. And if we can get into the DRS zone, we're going to be every chance of making this, of course, not just getting ahead of Mercedes for the constructors. Well, that's really the only reason. But just, I mean, it would be a fantastic recovery drive from Mick if he could get himself into the top 5. So, here we are, at the back of Sergio Perez. We've got run out of battery for this lap. This will be sort of the last time down the front straight with DRS. Mick has got himself past. And, well, that is, if he stays there, a stunning drive from Mick Schumacher. It's not done yet because there will be the one last DRS zone. But, yeah, 4th and 5th, if that is indeed what we end up with here. And we will deploy out of here to try and negate the last DRS. We've done that. Verstappen has unfortunately won, which is a devastating blow to our drivers and constructors, especially the constructors with a Red Bull 1-2. Now, are we going to see this off? Are we going to see this off? Okay, Mick has got there. 4th and 5th. What a recovery drive from Mick that is, as he runs out of petrol as well. Perfectly managed fuel race, that one. So Mick Schumacher up 11 places with the fastest lap as well to 5th. Giovinazzi down 1. Like I say, Giovinazzi, that 5 seconds back would have made such a difference in that race for him. Mick, I mean, ultimately, I don't think it would have made... He did lose time in the pits. I don't think it would have made that much difference. I think 5th was pretty good, to be honest, for him. But yeah, that Red Bull 1-2 with Max Verstappen winning is going to really hurt, isn't it? Because he's pulled out that Drivers' Championship lead. Mick is staying in 6th, though, has pulled out a bit of a gap on Norris behind him and pulled in a little bit on Carlos Sainz there as well. But the constructors, 20 points. Red Bull pull away from us there. A bad day for Mercedes, and we've extended that gap, which is good. Alpine look like they're coming strong as well, but yeah, I don't think we're going to be winning championships with 9 races to go now. So Giovinazzi is now an 84 rated driver, which is what Mick is. So that's good. It does make you wonder the way that Mick actually came through, if maybe I would have been better off doing the same thing with Giovinazzi and just making the extra stop. But again, he didn't have the soft tyres, so I've sort of talked myself straight back out of that, haven't I? The reason Mick could do that is because he didn't have a good qualifying. So that is that, guys. If you've enjoyed it, thumbs up, subscribe if you're new. Next up, it's the big one. It is Monza. And we could really do with a Ferrari 1-2 there and a Red Bull double DNF, couldn't we? So, yeah, pray to the Tifosi gods, and let's see what we get. Take care.